one of the best to ever do it, is raving, raving about LeBron James. I mean, he is going gaga and goo-goo over LeBron James. First, on a few days ago, Wednesday, Magic Johnson, the great Magic Johnson, fourth best player of all time in my book, behind Kareem, LeBron, and Michael Jordan. He had this to say about LeBron James. LeBron this season is averaging 25 points and 11.1 assists. This is a direct quote from Magic's Twitter, making him number one in assists. If he continues at this pace, he will definitely be the league MVP this season. No one is playing better than him, and what's scary is his story is still being written. Now, was it today, Rob G? Or last night? Last night, at the 29th annual Achilles Gala, Magic continued to gush about LeBron. Here's what he had to say. Right now, this season, he's playing as well as I've ever seen him play. You know, LeBron can see the floor. He's a special player. He's scoring and putting up 25 points a night. But also, he's leading the league in assists. 11 assists. He's just awesome. He's doing his thing. All right, this is what I want to throw at you, Rob Parker. Magic says LeBron is definitely going to be the MVP if he continues to play as well as he is. Lakers, of course, 12-2, league best record. Do you agree with that?
What'd you say, Chris? Say it again.
Do you agree with that?
Boring.
I'm sorry. I mean, dude, he's playing great, but Magic, there's a long way to go. But at this point, you know, I mean, let's not use this too early argument. But it is. I mean, is James Harden, isn't he balling out? Don't they have a tremendous record as well? Aren't they a game or so behind? It ain't like they ran away from the rest of the league. They have 12 wins. The Clippers have 10. Houston has 11. Boston has 11. They haven't run away from anybody. So I'm sorry, Chris. I just can't do it already to say he's going to be the runaway MVP when there are 9 other teams with 11 wins. Am I wrong?
Well, yeah, there's not 9 other teams.
But you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
It's not like if you told me that they were 15-0 and that won every game by 20 points or something, but I'm just saying I'm not. Yes, he's playing great, no doubt about it. But we've heard Magic before. Magic is great at at being a hype man. He hyped up Lonzo Ball. He stood there and told everybody who would listen.
Are you saying Magic's Flavor Flav?
I'm just, he's a hype man. He's a hype man. He's Flavor Flav with a smaller watch. You know? I'm serious.
You mentioned Lonzo. Yeah.
You remember that? I mean, he went all, Chris, did he not go overboard? You even thought he went overboard, didn't you?
Yeah, he went way overboard.
Oh, he's going to be, his jersey's going to be hanging in the rafters here at Staples Center.
He's going to break his own records.
He's going to break all my records, this guy, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I get it. There's a reason to be. LeBron was so disappointing a year ago despite the 27, 8, and 8 because they didn't have the same impact, because there were stretches last year where he didn't play defense, and everybody noticed it. And they were like, did this guy come here to try to win? There were question marks about LeBron and his intentions last year because he didn't play as hard as maybe people thought he could have. Is that unfair?
No. And I tend to agree with you, Rob. Magic's gone too far. Now, LeBron may very well, he's in the hunt.
I'm not saying he's not in the hunt, but
he's in the hunt. But to say he's definitely going to win.
James Harden is averaging 38 points a game.
Right. If everyone, he said if LeBron keeps this up, let's just say if everyone keeps this up, right? If Giannis keeps this up, if Harden keeps this up, if Luka keeps this up, and you know, everybody continues to play at their levels. Here's what I'd say. LeBron is one of 4 players right now at this early juncture, who's a front runner or, one of the leading candidates. And it's those four I mentioned: Giannis in Milwaukee, James Harden in Houston, and Luka Doncic in Dallas with LeBron. Now, what I will give LeBron, and he's playing great. You can argue he's playing as well as anybody or better. And you can make the same argument for the other three. But what I will give LeBron is that and I'm a voter, and I don't really get into the narrative. I can't say I've ever let the narrative guide my vote.
Right.
But I'm sure many have. Right.
It shouldn't.
Right. But that's what, in addition to his great play, LeBron really has going for him is the narrative. He's about to be 35. He's in his 17th season. He's coming off the first serious injury he's ever experienced. People wrote him off. He was no longer the best player in the world. He's no longer even the best player in his own building. And he's playing a new position and just becomes the best point guard in the world. He does have a narrative, not to mention it's the Lakers. So he has that going for him. But here's what I'd have to say, Rob, just being honest. When I look at the actual basketball narratives, the other three may have him beat at this point, or at least some of them, like Giannis, 30 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists a game.
That sounds like a hell of a season so far.
Leading his team in those three stats plus steals. And here's the thing, and this has obviously worked against guys in the past. Kobe and Shaq got one MVP each, largely because they played together.
Yes.
And you when you've got another superstar, it's harder to get that ring or that trophy MVP because some guys are doing it without a superstar. Giannis doesn't have another star. Chris Middleton, his second best player, has been hurt the last 3 or 4 games. Going to be out another 3 weeks or so. And he's killing it. Like you said, they're 11-3.
That's what I mean. It's not like they've won 11 games and the Lakers have won 12. It ain't like they're running away with anything. I just don't even understand. And, well, you know what? I think they just showed their record. Is that this year? They're 12-3.
They're 12-3.
12-3.
So Lakers are 12-2.
That's what I'm saying. That's a half a game.
But I gotta say this, Rob. James Harden, if he's averaging 39 points a game,
38.4, he's balling out, and they're winning.
No other player in not Michael Jordan, not Kevin Durant, not Steph Curry, not Larry Bird, not any of the all-time great scorers. Only Wilt Chamberlain has ever averaged more points in a season than Harden's doing right now.
That's incredible.
And like you said, they're winning.
And they're winning. It ain't like he's piling up and they've won 5 games, and then you discount it. They're winning.
Rob, correct me if I'm wrong. And look, it's a long season. We'll see what happens. And I'm not saying this is my definitive word. But if James Harden averages 38 points a game, and right now they're on like a 64, 65 win pace. If they win 60 plus and he's averaging 38 a game, I almost have to vote for him. That's kind of like the triple-double. Like, how does a dude average 38 points a game and they're winning?
It would be almost impossible not to because we haven't seen those kind of numbers in this league. You can't poo-poo it and act like, oh, well, but LeBron had 3 more assists this year, and that's why he should win it over a guy who averaged 38, and only Wilt had ever done that. That's huge. Right.
And Wilt, of course, was a giant, a man amongst boys literally, right? And then you got Luka. I think you said it yesterday. You think he's the best 20-year-old we've ever seen.
Man, the stuff he's done so far is amazing.
He's averaging 30 and darn near a triple-double. 10 rebounds, 9.5 assists. And they're on like a 53-win pace.
That's what.
Who's his second star? Porzingis is like a roller coaster. He's up and down.
Right.
So none of those 3 guys have an Anthony Davis next to him. And I'm not belittling what LeBron has done. He has been fantastic.
But what you're talking about is true. It usually negates or blocks the other guy when you have a great player. That's historically with voters.
Yep.
That's all you're saying. You're not saying that it doesn't matter or doesn't count, but that has happened.
Well, you vote for Hall of Famers. I vote for the NBA awards. You nitpick. How am I going to choose between – I got 10 outstanding players.
Right,
I got to put 5 of them
nitpick.
on the first team. You nitpick. And one of the things you may nitpick is, he does have AD. AD's drawing a lot of attention from the defense. They got to pay attention to him. These other guys, they're the total focal point of their teams. And so look, LeBron's in the hunt. We talked about this on Undisputed the other day, yesterday, in fact. I gave LeBron a 30% chance, which is much more than I was giving him entering the season.
No doubt. Coming off of the season, what happened, even with adding AD, you just didn't know how it was going to work.
Right. And the Lakers, of course, about to play Oklahoma City tonight. I don't know if they have probably started just now. And another big game,
5-5,
a bigger game, Rob. Man, the Clippers and the Rockets.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh my gosh!
And it'll be interesting to see. I'm just saying, if the Clippers were able to win that game, I'm just hypothetical, and then if they win that game, you would go, okay, they have 11 wins, right?
Right.
And they beat Boston, they beat Houston, and they beat the Lakers. When you look at that and go, seriously, they're right there. I know they got more losses than other teams.
Yeah.
But they got 11. They'd have 11 wins and beat 3 of the best teams in the league.
And they beat Toronto.
Yes, and they beat Toronto.
Which is really good.
So that would be my point. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. And that would be incredibly impressive, especially because they haven't had their 2 stars except for one game
so far. Right.
Yeah. So they're looking as good as advertised. All right. What do you guys think? 69. LeBron's playing great, but Magic overstated things.
No doubt about it. All right, let's get it kicked off with Andre in Massachusetts. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Andre?
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. We all know that Magic left his job as general manager of the Lakers in part so he could encourage people over social media. So this is what he does. But in the real world, everyone knows that it's Giannis and James Harden and Luka also that's going to be in the MVP conversation seriously, and LeBron in year 17 is going to fade back. Nonetheless, I do think LeBron has a very real fountain of youth, and that is the pride and passion in seeing Bronny Jr. coming up through the ranks and the hope to possibly play with Bronny Jr. once he comes in the NBA. So I think that is a fire that's fueling LeBron James to be playing at elite levels into year 20.
All right, thanks for the call.
Andre's got a good radio presence about him.
No, he's good. He's good. He really is, and he does his homework, and he's prepared, and it's good. That's what we love. We love when callers have a take and they know what they're talking about. All right, Amir in Philly. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Amir?
Yeah, I don't think he's overstating it. I just think it's a little bit early. But Chris,
would you say he's the MVP? Amir, do you think he's right now? If you had to vote right now, he would be MVP?
I think I would. But it's just a little early, but I would definitely have to go in just because of his age and how he's doing. But listen,
well,
Chris,
that's what I'm saying. The narrative's helping.
Yeah, but listen, though, Chris, I thought you were a basketball genius. Why do you keep letting Rob get away with spitting irrelevant stuff that isn't true? He says LeBron has the most losses for a Finals MVP. Chris, don't you know basketball? That's not true. Stop letting him get away with that. Jerry West
was never MVP.
Amir, be quiet, because you don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you, Chris. Tell him.
He said MVP, a league MVP.
Thank you.
No league MVP has ever lost more finals than LeBron. Jerry West was not a league MVP.
Never.
He was a finals MVP.
He was never
a league MVP.
Thank you. That's exactly what I've said over
Call
and over.
up trying to check me?
Right. Like you don't know basketball.
Right.
Oh, you're going to sit here, Chris, and let me say something wrong time and time again. Come on now.
Stop it, Amir. Stop it.
Stop it in Philly. All right, Isaiah in Baltimore. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got?
Hey, you guys. I want to say right now, if I had to pick, I would say LeBron would be the MVP because I think as of recently, other than Westbrook when he was averaging a triple-double, they're kind of leading to best player or best team. I personally think the Lakers are going to be a better team than the Rockets. I just feel
no,
like
but
Harden,
right now, they only have one more win in Houston. It ain't like they're running away with it.
James
No, but you
Harden,
just
in my
said,
opinion,
Isaiah.
He started off the season kind of slow.
But
All
Isaiah,
right,
your point though is you just said you think the Lakers will wind up being a better
I think they're
team.
better right now too.
Okay,
I think they're definitely better right now.
but if
They have been better.
no,
I mean, it's
I got
close,
that, but I'm
obviously,
just saying. But the way he said it was like he's projecting what's going to happen rather than what's happened so far.
Well,
That's
Rob, what we're hearing from the callers is really the challenge of the voting, or the great thing about it, depending on how you look at it. The league does not give you parameters. They don't say these are the three or the five criteria you use or whatever. So I don't look at it like best player on best team or team with the best record. I mean, obviously your record is a factor, and you got to win probably 50 or some odd games.
When Westbrook won, he wasn't on the best team.
Right, and he had the triple-double. That was a little different. They only won, I believe, 47 or 48 games.
But if you remember, in his triple-doubles, they used to win. They weren't empty numbers.
Right, but different people have different definitions of MVP. Some it is best player on best team. Some are led by the narrative, like, Amir was talking about with LeBron, the age and 17th season and all that. Some are led by, just stats. I mean, it's different things. I have my own criteria, but everybody else has their own. It's 120-something voters. So that's what makes it challenging. You don't know what a guy's, criteria is going to be to vote.
No doubt about it. What about George in Georgia? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What you got, George?
Yo, Rob, man, I am a huge fan of you guys on the Odd Couple, man.
Thank you.
Hey, and since we're talking about this MVP, I'm not going to lie. I think LeBron James is sitting comfortably right now, in my opinion, because we did not expect this in year 17 after he was coming off that groin injury. And when he came back, even you pointed out, Rob, he lost to Atlanta.
There were a lot of bad teams. The Suns, you remember that? Yeah.
A lot of bad teams, and now he's coming back with vengeance. But James Harden, dude, we already know what he's going to do. He's doing it right now. We know exactly
38 a game.
That's incredible.
Well, Rob, like I said, you remember what I said. I said the thing other than his great play that LeBron has going for him is the narrative. And all these guys who are saying they got LeBron, what are they saying? We didn't expect it.
Right.
His age, the injury. You know what I mean? Like, can we definitively say he's playing better than Giannis, Harden, or Luka?
No.
So it depends on what guys are going to look at.
Because what you just said, Chris, is totally true. The expectations weren't there, so that's why it looks even bigger. Do you know what I mean to them?
Right.
But if you look at Giannis's numbers, you just said it, 30, 14, and 6. What is he doing wrong?
Right.
He's playing great.
And he's starting to hit the three to some degree.
And they're winning. They got one less win than the Lakers.
And he doesn't have
they got the one less loss.
He doesn't have an Anthony Davis.
Right.
Either.
I mean, come on. I mean, I get it. LeBron has played well, but don't act like it's a runaway and nobody else in the league is there. And that's what that's the narrative he put out there, like nobody, like it's a runaway.
People seem to be buying it, though.
Well, there's a lot of LeBron fans, and I get it. I get it. They're happy. They think the Lakers have a shot. They're happy that LeBron, they didn't want to see him go out in like after last year. So they're hopeful.
Hey, it's the Odd Couple. I'm Chris. He is Rob, and we want to encourage all of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right. You can listen to us on the radio, and now you can watch us as well, and it's fun.
No question about it. And remember, oh yeah!